Good evening, everyone. Thank you for your patience. We had a later start time at 7:15, and it ran pretty quick. So I'm going to call this meeting to open, and there's nobody for the open forum. So I would ask that all of you please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance up here. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. At this time, I'd ask Council's approval of the minutes of the Special City Council work session of January 13th, 2015, and the regular City Council meeting of January 13th, 2015.
So moved.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we have a presentation, Councilmember Fitzhenry.
Yes, Madam Mayor. I'd like to ask our Police Chief, Jay Henthorn, to come up, and he'll be discussing the Officer of the Year.
Thank you, Councilmember Fitzhenry, members of the City Council. It's with great honor I'm here tonight to bestow an honor on one of our police officers for our annual Police Officer of the Year award. As you know, at the end of each year, the Richfield Police Sergeant select an officer as Officer of the Year. This selection is based on the officer's exemplary performance throughout the previous year and the sergeant's belief that the selected officer demonstrated extraordinary dedication to duty and performance. By unanimous decision this year, the sergeant selected Officer David Mast as their choice to receive the Officer of the Year award for 2014. The sergeant's decision was based on 4 evaluation criteria: leadership, dedication to the department, traffic enforcement, and contributions to the community. Officer Mast excelled in all of these areas. To give you a small area of the different categories that he performed in leadership, on a daily basis, he demonstrated loyalty, honesty, and integrity. He is considered an informal leader on the patrol teams. He has demonstrated the ability to think and act creatively in difficult situations, and he has routinely demonstrated the ability to help and motivate the people he works with to achieve their individual potentials. His dedication to the department. He is dedicated to this department and to the community that he serves. He participates in department-sponsored events and community activities, and he volunteers for additional duties and responsibilities. His traffic enforcement was outstanding. His efforts in traffic enforcement have been outstanding in 2014. He has made 1,409 traffic stops and an average stop of 8 per shift. He responded to 921 primary calls for service, resulting in 129 police reports. His contributions to the community. He understands our department philosophy of commitment to the community and his individual responsibilities. Throughout this last year, he has volunteered his time to participate in several department and community-sponsored events and have included presenting to driver's education classes, our annual safety day, and reading books to first grade classes at the Richfield STEM School. So I would like to congratulate Officer Dave Mast on his performance for the year 2014, and on behalf of his supervisors, it gives me great pleasure to present you with the Richfield Police Department Officer of the Year Award for 2014. Officer Mast, your name will also be placed on this plaque, which hangs in our police department lobby, so that it will be displayed, obviously, until it gets filled for all the community to see. And in attendance tonight, I just want to mention some people that are here for Dave. Is his parents, Donna and Mike Mast, friends Chris and Ross Hoyam, and Dan and Courtney Spees. Officer Mast has only been with the police department for 2.5 years, so it's a great honor to be selected as Officer of the Year so soon as in his career. Thank you.
I'd like.
Yeah. That's a
Come
One
and
moment.
say hi.
One moment.
He's a Harley rider too, so.
Thank you.
If you don't know what I mean, he's one of our motor officers, and that's kind of a unique thing near and dear to my heart. It's a very difficult job. Imagine all the lovely stuff you have in the squad car, and then take it away, no air conditioning in it, and now ride a Harley and try to do all the same work. So I appreciate that. So.
Thank you. That's wonderful to be able to say all those great things about some of our officers here, isn't it? And more to follow. The next item is hats off to hometown hits, and Councilmember Fitzhenry, you wanted to talk about New Hope. Do you want to mention that?
Yeah. I just want to send my dear, sincere thoughts out to the city of New Hope. Last night they had a significant event in their city. We hope it never happens in our city, but a lot of you don't know, one of the New Hope city council members is a sergeant with our department, Eric Lamley, and he had to go through that too, and I hope we never have that in our city. But I just wanted to say we're thinking of them and hope that they get through this very well. So it's just a sad thing to happen.
Yeah, our thoughts go out to the mayor and the council there. I know the mayor personally, and it's a very scary thing to go through. So we just want to send good thoughts and well wishes to those folks there. It's pretty close to home. We hear about it in other states, and it got pretty close here. So, Councilmember Garcia, we were at an event today. Did you want to talk about that?
Oh, certainly, thank you. We were, as you know, Emily Day passed away about a week ago, and today was her service. And the mayor and I attended, as did, it was packed, naturally. It was quite a tribute. I haven't heard anyone, you know, it was very emotional. I mean, you could have a tear in your eye rolling down and at the same time laughing, because it was that's Emily Day. And I know that I've always said to her and to everyone that Emily Day was my favorite Richfield citizen. And I know that Sue Rosenberg feels the same way. Mm-hmm. And you do too, Debbie. Yeah. Also a member of the league. So, we got to be very grateful that we had her touch our lives.
For that long, yeah. What a great lady. Absolutely great lady.
101.
Never saw her in a bad mood. Always had something positive to say about everybody. And she did so much for our city over and over. She served everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then I've got...
I know, you got your list. We should warn our new council member about this. If you have anything you want to hats off to hometown hits, get before Edwina.
All right.
Okay, we have, I don't see anyone from the Home and Garden Show. But the Home and Garden Show Expo, which used to be, the remodeling fair, will be held February the 21st, which is Saturday from 8 to 3 p.m., and it'll be held at the Richfield High School.
Looks like we
Did
have
you want to say something, Mr.
Toppensopper?
This is Madam Mayor, council members. This is a kind of a new track that they're going on. This event replaces the old remodeling show, and they want to really showcase some outdoor activities, things that you can do in your yard, and we've collected a pretty good program. So I'd encourage people to take a look at it, and it's on February 21st from 9 o'clock till 3 o'clock at the high school here in town.
Good. So mark it on your calendar. It's coming up. The second thing is the Optimus Club is having their chili and salad dinner. That's going to be coming up February the 6th from 4 o'clock till 7 p.m. And that's going to be held at Wood Lake Lutheran, which is the church at 75th and Oliver. And that's a change. It used to be at the Oak Grove. So it's 75th and Oliver for the chili and salad
I have tickets.
Oh, okay.
If anybody wants it.
And then the other thing is, I wanted to make sure that the mayor will be doing her State of the City, and this will be held here at City Hall in conjunction with the Chamber of Commerce, and that's February the 25th. More information to follow. And then we will be having a mental health for youth forum, and we expect that we will get parents and other people that work in this field, because we want to make sure that middle school kids and high school kids and other young adolescents know about what's going on, and their parents to equip them to identify some of these problems, to have it diagnosed, get treatment, and we'll have all kinds of resources here. And we're going to have sponsorship by a lot of our social service agencies. We hope also including family partnership. And so please be looking for that. That's going to be March the 14th, 8:30 to 11:30 a.m. And then that's it for my list. But it's too bad that our colleague Elliot is not here.
Uh-oh.
Because last time, we were welcoming Mike, Councilmember Howard, and I mentioned to him about I was going to bring him some goodies and whatever, and Pat Elliott said, well, you can't have anything like that. You can't eat during meetings or in the chamber, and he's right. We can't.
I see the city manager shaking his head.
But so I'm going to give you something, and I hope that you will take it home and share with your lovely wife. Sugar babies.
Ani said they didn't exist.
Yeah, she said they didn't exist.
I'll be sure to give them a try. I don't think I have ever had them.
They're a little before
Thank
your
you.
time.
Yeah.
And the nice thing is,
Oh, look at the size of that one, the sugar daddy.
Wow. All right.
and we want to officially welcome a new resident to Richfield. His name is Calvin Paul Howard, and he lives with his dad and mom. And anytime we can get brand new resident folks, we appreciate it.
Thank you, Councilmember. And yes, when I had my first meeting here, it was our due date, and Calvin held on a little longer, but this past Monday, he was born, 8 pounds, 11 ounces. He's a big guy, and he's happy, and he's healthy, and he's at home with his mom. And so thank you very much. It's been exciting, and got a little bit of sleep.
And his official middle name is?
Paul.
Well, the mayor was thinking that he could be, baby Richfield. I guess, but we'll see for now.
I don't have a whole lot because Edwin always steals all the great things for the Hats Off to Hometown Hits. But I do want to say that we just came from a couple of study sessions with some proposals that brought a lot of excitement, I think, and a lot of great ideas to the city. So I'm very excited about this, and this will be some relief possibly for our east side. I'm so excited to hear some developers coming with some really great ideas. So it was very nice. I want to thank staff for the work on that. I also want to say that we had our interviews, and I know that, Mike, you'll have more to say about that later, but I am just terribly impressed with the people who come here. We are getting younger groups of people, new residents who are coming to interview for our commissions, and they're a very impressive bunch of folks. There will be a few more openings, but I was so excited to see that. So again, thanks staff for the help on that. Hats off to Hometown Hits to you. Anything?
To me?
Councilman?
Other than if you're really interested, MAC is in the room behind us. I still think they're having their meeting, and if you have any questions from MAC about noise, you can wander just down that hallway and out there and give them the face-to-face question that you usually can't do. So if anybody's interested, they're still over there in the, is that the Heredia room? Okay.
At Edia Room.
Ed Eddie.
Yeah,
We've got the
I say it
Latina
wrong.
here.
Oh, really, when someone says Heredia and then they say they're pronouncing it the English way, no, they're not, because there's no English pronunciation.
True.
It's just Heredia.
Ed Eddie.
So
Heredia.
you don't pronounce the H.
Okay,
That's a J or whatever.
yeah. Councilmember Howard, anything for hats off to hometown hits?
Well, I've been at home with the little baby, so I don't have too much yet to report other than that. So.
Then you got some sleep.
Right, indeed.
Okay, all right. I'll ask for council approval of the agenda as it stands.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Aye. The agenda's approved. City manager, you have the consent calendar.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of the City Council. For those in the audience here and at home, the consent calendar contains several separate items which are acted upon by the City Council in one motion. And once the consent calendar has been approved, all of the individual items and the recommended actions will also have been approved, and no further council action on those items will be necessary. Tonight, there are only 5 items on the consent calendar, beginning with item number A, consideration of the approval of a resolution pertaining to filing the pay equity report to the Minnesota Management and Budget Department. Item B is consideration of the approval of a resolution approving the public purpose expenditure policy for fiscal year 2015. Item C is consideration of the approval of the purchase of 5 Ford Police Interceptor vehicles for public safety to Nelson Auto Center for $133,149.75 plus tax, title, and license fees. Item D is consideration of the approval of a resolution authorizing the City of Richfield to enter into contract number A142289 with Hennepin County for sentencing to service program services not to exceed $72,051.20 in 2015 and not to exceed $74,214.40 in 2016. And finally, we have item E, consideration of the approval of a resolution authorizing the removal of a special assessment in the amount of $4,221.56 for the removal of a diseased tree, or diseased trees, I should say, at 6814 Oliver Avenue South from the 2012 diseased tree assessment roll and refund the property owner in the amount of $2,143.92 for payments made toward the assessment. And that would conclude tonight's consent calendar.
I'll move the calendar.
I'll second.
Is there discussion?
Just
Questions?
one thing I'd like to mention, when you see the police vehicles that we purchase, we just don't throw away the old ones. These will be the Ford Explorers, if I'm right. And it's nice, even though we don't got the snow New York has at this time of year. But when we're done with them as police use, they usually go over to the city side, and the inspectors are using, and city employees. So we squeeze every penny we can out of them before they fall apart, before we actually send them to auction. So.
Okay. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Councilmember Garcia, you have the next 2 items.
Okay. Take off my glasses. Okay, this item, what is this item? Oh, a consideration of a resolution. Okay, the city of Richfield is the home of the Minnesota Magicians, a Tier 2 Junior A hockey team. Properly accommodate,
Get you see
to properly accommodate the team, the city has constructed an additional locker room to rink number 1. The cost to construct the locker room is $641,454. Funding for the construction is to be provided by an internal loan from the city's communication fund. The city and the Minnesota Magicians entered into a 15-year rental agreement that would provide for the use of the locker room. The annual rent paid by the Minnesota Magicians to the city will be $49,992. The annual rental payment will be the funding source to pay back the internal loan. And I don't know if Mr. Regis has anything to add.
No, the locker room was completed sometime early December, and they moved in shortly thereafter. And as far as I know, everything is working out great with the room.
Good. Well, in that case, I will move the resolution approving an internal loan in the amount of $641,454 to the ice arena to fund construction of a new locker room.
I'll second. And just one comment, they're fourth in their ranking, and they're right now headed to the playoffs if they keep their
Wow.
ranking. So this is really exciting. A lot of you probably know I house one of these kids, and I just love having one of them at the house here. And this is really exciting to see these kids grow up and try for these scholarships. And there have been scouts out there at the ice arena looking at them. I go to the games pretty regularly, and it's just wonderful to see what an asset to the city when it's brought to us. And they're filling up, the games are filling up, and they're very affordable. So I encourage people to go to the games. They're so much fun. Really enjoy it. So.
Just one comment, I'd like to thank the lighting over there.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I know it's not part of it, but when I look over there and now you can see the cars and find your car keys if you drop them, which, you know, I've done. I really appreciate the lighting over there, so.
Yeah, that's a nice.
Madam Mayor, we got a quick
Please.
question. If they make the playoffs, is that kind of like
a big deal.
professionals? I mean,
Yeah.
is it a big deal in terms of helping the team with respect to, I mean, it's.
Oh, it is, and also too,
financial
there'll be
ins-
more scouts coming to the playoffs, to those kids who are in there.
Yeah.
And they're all vying to get into good schools and get scholarships for them. And we're very hopeful for them. And we've got some very bright, wonderful, talented young men there. You know, the Magicians does more than that. You know, they actually sit down with those kids and make them read books. They teach them about credit. They teach them about business. They teach them about a lot of things, and they make them have jobs. It's a wonderful program. It's way more than just playing hockey.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, they have to do so much community service to stay on the team as well. So, yeah, it's a great program. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have the next item.
Number 7. Okay, this one is an agreement with nonprofit organizations to provide social services to the city of Richfield. On November of 2014, staff distributed a request for proposals for social services to nonprofit agencies serving the city of Richfield for services to be provided in the current year, 2015. A total of 9 proposals were received from the following agencies, and I'm not going to mention the agencies at this point because I think staff will certainly do that as they're handed out. So, based on the council input from last year, in a result of that review, it is recommended that the city enter into agreement for services for the following nonprofit agencies in the amount indicated below, and I'll let Ms. Barton continue it.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and council members. The recommended funding is as follows. For Headway storefront, it's recommended that they receive $8,000. For Mira, $7,000. Trail, $2,000. Community Involvement Program, $4,000. Cornerstone Advocacy, $12,000. Loaves and Fishes, $7,480. The Family Partnership, $8,000. Veep, oh, I'm sorry, $6,000. Veep, $18,000, and Senior Community Services, $6,000. I would be happy to answer any questions about the funding. There are also representatives from a number of the organizations in the audience tonight.
Just for clarification, funding went down this year, and can we just have the explanation for?
The funding amount is the same as it
So
was last year,
86 is
the exact same amount.
It was? Okay, I thought it would. My mistake. Okay. I don't know.
Okay, well, we'll take care of this action and then we can, do you want the recipients to come up?
And say which recipients here? It'd be nice to hear what they're going to do with the money for just 2 minutes for those who are here.
We have,
Council member?
Family Partnership is here, MEDA's here.
Who else is here? A couple others, yeah. We've got several.
Yeah,
Michelle
oh,
White.
we have a few.
Yeah.
Why don't you come up and
Come on up.
quickly just tell us who you are and,
What you do?
we know what you do, but tell us again.
Rush.
Yeah.
Oh, Pat Dale.
Introduce yourself, please.
Good evening, Madam Mayor and council members. My name is Pat Dale, and I'm the CEO of Headway Emotional Health Services. We are celebrating our 45th year of service in the Richfield and Edina communities, and we are grateful for the support. We'll be using the money to serve predominantly juveniles, teenagers, school-age kids, and services to them and their families.
Wow, wonderful.
You guys have a lot of fun up here. I kind of miss it. No, I'm Susan Rosenberg, and I'm representing Loaves and Fishes, of which I've been an employee for 12 years. I'm the office manager there. And we really appreciate the funding that was given to us because we're going to be opening our 20th dining site next week in Inver Grove Heights. But this money does go for, and one of those 20 is our new site in Richfield. We're at Hope Church 5 nights a week, and now we're at Wood Lake Lutheran Church, and we're going to be looking at, right now we're just there 1 night a week, but we will be moving to weekends there.
Is that the church on
The one on
Oliver?
Oliver.
Good.
Yeah, and 76. But Loaves and Fishes serves almost 2,000 people every night now at 20 dining sites. And then in the summer we're going to have about 12 summer lunch sites. So my job has gotten more complex, but it is so much fun to be a part of. So Loaves and Fishes just is a fantastic organization. So we really thank you for the funding.
Good evening, council members. My name is John Till, and I'm with the Family Partnership. I'm our Vice President of Family and Community Programs, and I'm here tonight with Donna Pena, who is the Program Coordinator for the Financial Achievement Program. The Family Partnership was founded in 1878, so we've been around a while, but we're constantly innovating, and the Financial Achievement Program is one of our newer programs. It's about 3 years old. We serve 2 communities with this program. Richfield is about half of the families that we're working with, and the other half are in Minneapolis. And your support will go to help assisting Latino families and other families who are interested and qualified in with volunteer tax prep services. The services are focused on the Latino community, but they're open to all communities. And those services are followed up with financial literacy classes that families can have access to, as well as entrepreneurship classes that interested members of the community can participate in. So we're very happy to receive this grant again for a second year, and we're going to keep doing great work in Richfield, and we're also very proud now to be Richfield residents.
And what Mr. Till means by that is that they have a satellite office in the Adler Graduate School building.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
So it's great to have you in Richfield.
Hi there, I am Jenna Strank. I am the development coordinator at Cornerstone. We have had a more than 30-year-old partnership with your community, and we've been providing services to individuals affected by domestic violence, sexual violence, and human trafficking, not only in this community, but in several of the communities that are surrounding Richfield. Recently, all of our direct service staff have received training to be sexual assault advocates, so they are not just providing services and trained to be domestic violence advocates, but they can also provide those essential services to additional people in the community. We are not only providing shelter, we are providing prevention programs in the schools, we're partnering with law enforcement and providing therapy. We do a whole host of things, and we really appreciate the support, so thanks.
I wanted to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Have you hired a new executive director yet?
We have, yes, Meg Schnabel. She began the first of this year, and she's from St. Louis. So she's very looking forward to meeting you all very, very soon.
Good.
So thank you.
Thank you, and good luck.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and thank you again for supporting Trail. I'm Michelle Veith, president of Trail. We're a small nonprofit. We're starting our 25th year of service. We provide transportation for adults with developmental disabilities. Excuse me. Our residents live in Richfield, Edina, Eden Prairie, and Bloomington, and we get them safely to adaptive recreation programs as well as community ed programs within those 4 cities. Our top rider will again in 2014 be Andy, a Richfield resident. Last year he was 132 rides. This year he is at 138 rides out of 201 programs, so he continues to be a very busy man. And if you'd like to see some of these adaptive programs and these trail riders coming to activities, the Richfield Community Center, there's cardio fitness going on Monday and Wednesday evenings. We're just starting the winter bowling season, which is run by Richfield Adaptive Rec. Eden Prairie Brunswick Lanes is full Saturday mornings, and Trail is bringing 2 buses of bowlers to that program for 9 weeks. And I go just to get pumped. It's really rewarding, and as I said, we're small, but boy, we are making a difference in their social life, and we thank you for your support.
You know, here's another question.
Yes.
Last year, I suggested that you contact the service
Yes.
clubs.
And we have started to make those contacts and try and look. Because of our smallness, we're finding that the best resource is within the local community.
Sure.
And I appreciate your referring us.
Anytime. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Deb Taylor, and I am the CEO of Senior Community Services. And our vision is to mobilize the community to reimagine aging. And we will be using the funding to support our senior outreach and caregiver services program. We provide care coordination to frail elderly. We partner with 255 other service providers to help put together those wraparound services to help keep seniors in their own homes. And there's a plethora of studies that show that seniors wish to remain in their own homes and in their own communities. We provide caregiver support services for anyone that's been a caregiver for a spouse or an elderly loved one, knows the stress that's involved with caregiving, and we help provide services to support caregivers. We also do Medicare health insurance counseling. For anyone that's navigated the Medicare maze, we help folks figure out Medicare Part D and the supplement. We bring on anxiety relievers to do that work. And so thank you so much for supporting us. We've been around since 1950 and have been partnered with the city of Richfield since that time.
Where's your office located?
Well, we have a small satellite office in Creekside in Bloomington, where 2 of our licensed social workers that serve the city of Richfield are officed. We have a small administrative office in Minnetonka. We have 3 statewide programs, and then we also have 3 community-based programs.
Okay, good.
So thank you.
Thanks.
Good evening. I'm Patty Schultz. I'm the Advancement Director at VEEP. And thank you very much for your support once again this year. We are extremely grateful for it. You might know that VEEP started 42 years ago in Richfield, thanks to some very committed and concerned citizens that were members of Richfield United Communities. They were members of congregations who stepped out to start helping their neighbors in need. So today we've blossomed into this social service organization. This funding in particular will be used for our social services program. We have licensed social workers on staff that work directly with Richfield residents to help them help relieve their financial crisis that they might be in. We provide food or financial assistance or other advocacy and support. So thank you very, very much. We are very grateful for the partnership we have with your community.
And I just wanted to say that Susan Freeman is retiring.
Yeah.
I think, when is that, in April or?
Well, we're not
summer?
exactly sure. Sometime in the next couple of months, there will be celebrations, and you will, you of course all will be welcome to come. But 39 years at the helm, and just taken VEEP through amazing changes and amazing growth.
And I think she's been the only executive director.
That is correct.
So she's been there a long time.
Yeah, she has.
And a lot of the challenges, you know, it's kind of like loaves and fishes. You continue to grow, and now you've got Hennepin County in your new building.
That's correct, yep.
So forming a new partnership there.
Yep.
So anyway, we will miss Susan.
We will. Thank you.
Yeah,
you very
regards to Susan for us.
Yes, I will. Thank you. Good evening. My name is Jolene Thibodeau-Boyd. I'm the Director of Employment Services with Community Involvement Programs. I just want to thank you, Madam Mayor and council members, for funding us again. This is our 5th year of receiving the social services funding. And the work that we do is with adults with disabilities, and in our department specifically, we're working to find people jobs and support them on the job in the community. And the funding from the city of Richfield allows us to set up paid internships with businesses in the Richfield community for residents who live in Richfield as well. And with the goal being to get them established, get them some experience, get them connected in the community so that they can have long-term employment opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sure.
So am I.
Good evening. My name is Maria Zavala, and I am here tonight representing Mira. I have been hired as community organizer a couple of months ago. So thank you for the funding. And really, this funding is going to help us to expand the services that we have. We currently have computer classes, ESL classes during the mornings, but the families that we serve, they are looking for services in the evenings when mainly the doors and other offices are closed. Our office is going to open the doors for them. We just start our new computer class today in the evening. So I have my students there when I'm here with the professor. We are going to have those computer classes. We are looking to start ESL classes in the evenings too. We have continue with the morning ones, but we want to increase, or have a new ones during the evening. We're going to continue do our income tax preparation every Tuesday. It's going to be by appointments only. Again, the services are targeted to low-income families and to Latinos, but the service really are open for everybody. And also we are starting our new fitness class. We are gonna have some aerobic classes every Tuesday from 10 to 11 at Mira. And also just today we have informational meeting about tenants' rights because even though the name has changed from Buena Vista to All Seasons, the issues continue. And we're gonna continue working there, trying to improve the quality of life of the people who live there. Thank you.
And I wanted to say about Maria Zavala is that she was formerly with Family Partnership, and she really worked hard. She also became a member of the Attainable Housing, that subcommittee of the Richfield Community Council. And she knows Richfield. She's worked in Richfield, has organized in Richfield. And so we're pleased that you're on board,
Thank
Maria.
you. And I am looking to join the team again, just representing a different organization. But yeah.
Good.
Thank you.
Good. Did I make the motion or not?
You didn't make the motion. Make the
Okay.
motion.
I move that we approve the agreement between the recommended nonprofit organizations in the city of Richfield. And number 2, that we authorize the city manager to execute agreements for services with those agencies.
Second.
Any other discussion? It's so nice to hear about these great organizations. Please, city manager.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of the council. I know that in the past, the council member Garcia had expressed that the liaison to the, well, I can't think of the organization again because they've kind of been met for a while. The Human Services Council. So we'll be sure that next year, since you're the liaison to that you would be included in looking at these grant proposals. I would also say that if council members have any other ideas about, adding anyone from the community onto this, let us know. Or if you want to sit down and talk about, You know, maybe there are differing priorities from year to year that the city council might see. You know from the past that this kind of funding, because we are a city, has to be a purchase of service. And so it's not an outright grant. There's an agreement that we have to write back and forth. And so each one of these, I want to make clear, each one of these organizations is providing a service to Richfield residents, and that's what we're doing. But again, council members, you always, if you want to sit down and think about priorities for looking at this in the future, targeted for, you know, various years coming up, let us know. We'll be glad to do that.
Councilmember Garcia, I just want to say you have such a passion for the social services, and I always respect that, and I respect your opinion for what you do. And you know everybody who's been there and come around, and that's impressive. And I think as a city, we need to be more mindful of that. I want to be more mindful of that too, because we've seen some issues and things, and I brought them to you, city manager, as well. And it's getting hard to juggle, but I think it would be really nice to have some other community members along with our council member here to look over these from time to time, maybe quarterly or something. I can think of some really great people in the community too, but I think that so could Councilmember Garcia, and I can talk to her about that, and she can maybe recommend. I don't think I want to take up a ton of staff time, but I think it would be well worth it, and I think you would gain a lot of history from hearing what Edwina has to say about this.
Well, I have worked in social services, and I also worked as a program officer at the Minneapolis Foundation. So I've kind of worked myself all the way up, and you know, and I've always appreciated. And going back to the Emily Day event today, one of her sons mentioned the fact that, you know, she had a priority. She loved her family. She loved nature, and she also loved the disenfranchised. Those are the disenfranchised are those that really are voiceless. It's up to people that know about human services and have the heart and the compassion to work in that field. You know, it's important that we have transparency as this part of the human services continues.
And thank you for your service.
Thank you.
All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Councilmember Howard, you have the next item.
So I have before us consideration of the appointment to city advisory commissions. Several of the city advisory commission members expire on January 31st, 2015. In addition, there are midterm vacancies due to resignations that should be filled. Advisory commission terms are for 3 years, and they're staggered. The city council directs the city manager's office to conduct an annual recruitment seeking applicants to fill the vacancies. This recruitment includes an item in the Richfield Sun-Current and information on the city's website. Applicants were interviewed at a special city council meeting on January 24th, 2015. To ensure a quorum at future advisory commission meetings, the city council should make advisory commission appointments at the January 27th, 2015 city council meeting. And I did also want to echo what the mayor had said. We conducted these interviews last Saturday, and I think we were all very impressed by the range of folks that want to step forward and serve their community, both folks that have a lot of experience and have already served on boards and want to continue that work, and folks that are seeking to do this for the first time to participate in their community and have a lot of energy and good ideas. And so it seemed like a very good range of folks willing to step up and serve in the city. And so I have the list of those vacancies, and I'll read those off now, and then I think what we'll do is make a motion to approve the slate, if I'm not correct. So I'll start with the Advisory Board of Health, and we've made 4 appointments here, each of these terms expiring on January 31st, 2018. It's Rose Jost, Chris Olson, Aaron Reichen, and Kara Scahan. On the Arts Commission, we have 2 appointments. each of those terms expiring in January 31st, 2018. Natalie Maggi and Larry Nelson. For the Civil Service Commission, we have one appointment with term expiring January 31st, 2018. That's Franny Fletcher. For the Community Services Commission, we have 4 appointments, each expiring on January 31st, 2018. Reed Bornholt, Arthur Felgate, Ken Severson, and Michelle Thompson. For the Friendship City Commission, we have 3 appointments, each term expiring on January 31st, 2018. Mary Christensen, David Delzer, Patricia Pixler. For the Human Rights Commission, we have 3 full terms, appointments with terms ending on January 31st, 2018. And we also have a youth appointment with the term concluding on August 28th, 2015. For the 3 full term appointments, we have Chara Blanche, Mike Kuhn, Marty Kirsch. And for the youth appointment, Judith Dominguez. For the Planning Commission, we have 3 appointments with the term ending January 31st, 2018. Sean Hayford O'Leary, Gordon Visecki, and Aaron Vries Daniels. For the Transportation Committee, we have 3 appointments, each concluding on January 31st, 2018. Ghislaine Ball, Paul Chilman, and Sue Sandall. And those are the commissions, and I think there are still a few vacancies, but we're able to do quite a lot of work on those. And so, would the motion be appropriate at this time? So I'll move to appoint the slate of these candidates to fill the expiring or vacant terms on city advisory commissions.
Second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by aye.
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 Opposed? And what about the open seats? Maybe we could televise that just a bit so people would know.
Sure, yes. We do have, for open seats, we have 1 seat on the Human Rights Commission, and then we have openings on Transportation, also Advisory Board of Health, Arts, and Friendship. And I think a few of those might be midterm.
Some of those are, and some of those aren't, but if we take applications all through the year, so for those openings. So please, put your applications in. We'll make a time to do a quick, it's really a meet and greet more than an interview. We just want to meet and see who you are and talk to you so you know your council members. Please put your application in and come forward. We'd love to fill the rest of the slots. Any other comments? I guess we have city manager's report.
Before we do that, you know, I feel bad because I didn't say anything about Pat Dale, who is with Headway, formerly Storefront.
Oh.
When I worked for Hennepin County, he provided an office, and it was free. Nope, we didn't have to pay rent or anything. But I got to know Pat very well and the rest of his staff. And, you know, Pat Dale has only had 1 job. And, you know, he's worked since he was just, I think he started as a high school person. And he worked his way up to the top to executive director. And I think that's, you know, that says a lot about him. He's committed because, you know, he's been through some issues himself, and I think he's deserves, you know, recognition because he's just a really good, hardworking man.
Yeah, it is. You can pass that to Cheryl, please. City manager's report.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of the council. All I really have is I'm kind of acting as a scheduler
Oh, yeah.
right now.
And I owe you stuff.
Yeah, but the first thing is, you know, we usually have a meeting with the school board once a year.
Yes.
We try to fit that in. And, you know, we were talking to them, and, you know, every other year we alternate. And so this year we're meeting with them at their facility, which would mean it would be in front of one of their meetings as opposed to one of ours. So they put a couple dates out. One of them would be February 17th. Now, that happens to be Housing Redevelopment Authority meeting night.
Yeah.
But that wouldn't start till 7 o'clock, and they were thinking of having the city council and school board concurrent study session start at like 5:45 and go for about, give or take, an hour or so. So, you know, maybe that could fit, maybe it couldn't, I don't know, that's a possibility. The other one they put out was March 2nd, which is the first Monday of the month.
That actually works better for me. The 17th is the Richfield Foundation's annual dinner.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I'd be going to that before that meeting.
Yeah.
March 2nd works for people. Could you please check and get back? It works for me, and actually, I'm just.
Yeah, if you could,
scheduled in.
if you could
Should
just
work.
please check your calendars and get back, or unless you're sure at this point it
Yeah,
might work.
we're good.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Okay.
We
We'll have
don't
to-
know about
just need-
Pat, though.
We gotta check with
I
Pat
don't-
and,
yeah.
We'd make him go.
School board, okay. All
so,
right.
okay, then, we still need to get about a half a day session for goal setting, and some folks have gotten back. I think, Tom, you said you're pretty wide open.
Pretty open, yeah.
Pat said he'll try to work around other schedules, you know, if he can. And so I don't know if anyone else has blocks of time where they're planning on being gone, so I don't even, you know,
Let me
think
get
about.
that to you, because I'm the one who's
Yeah,
got a
you've got a
couple
blo-
blocks.
yeah.
I've got to go to the National League of
Yep,
Cities
yep.
Conference, and that's one of
Yep.
them. But do we have times in February that are open? Can we do it that soon? Are we prepared to do it that
Well,
soon?
I'm gonna try. I guess what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure, you know, what's.
Can I offer a date right now that I know that's open?
Sure.
How about February 26th, the half day? It's a Thursday?
Not sure that'll work for me. I might have to suggest a few weekend days too. I don't know if that's an option.
I can
for
do
folks.
weekends. I do weekends.
Okay, well, we'll do whatever council can do.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
so if you could just get back to me
Back and I
with
would do a
some
weekend.
potential dates, and I know it's always hard. It's hard to coordinate all the schedules and everything, but we'll see what we can do. If I just get some dates to work with, we can just kind of shoot back and see what we can put together. And then we have to have we need to have a breakfast with our legislators. I don't think we have to have an exhaustive list of issues in the for this legislation.
No, they really liked it. They love our laminated card.
Yeah. And that-
Everybody loves that.
Yeah, and I think it's being succinct, and, you know, and just having the meeting, letting them know what it is that we think are our priorities, and hearing what they have to say, and then I follow it up, as the mayor said, put that together on a laminated card, give it to them so they have it on their desk, and just have it available.
Have you asked Representative Slocum and a few of them what their days are like, what their
Not
time,
yet,
their off
because
day is?
No, I haven't yet, because I wanted to get a sense, to make sure that I'm not asking about time that I can't possibly, you know,
Okay.
book.
I'll give you my 2 weeks off, and then
Yeah, let's work, then I'll work
let's
around
find
that.
out what day they have off.
Okay.
Because they have a day off. I don't know
Okay.
what it is for the week. where
And
half
I
the
don't
morning.
know if I don't know when their day starts. If we had if we had a breakfast thing, would they be able to just slide over and
Yep.
before they,
They
started?
can sometime. They start later in a couple of days.
Yeah.
I'll find out what those dates
Yeah.
are. You might know. Do you
And-
know?
Yeah, they have, I think Mondays and Thursdays, they have legislative session days.
Yeah.
So those can tend to be a little busier.
Mondays and Thursdays?
It can be a little busier.
Are busier.
Fridays there, I think, are no committee hearings.
Okay, Fridays.
So that might be
A Friday.
an option too.
Yeah.
Friday
for folks.
breakfast? Okay. Friday
And I'm
mornings.
thinking probably, hour and a half, maybe, something like that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep, and have a nice
Mhm.
little fruit
Yep.
breakfast and all. It could be good. Okay,
Okay,
all right. Other things?
that's it.
Okay. Claims and payroll?
So moved.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by aye.
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 Motion carries. Seeing no other business, I call this meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for coming tonight.